Friends, welcome to youtube.com oblique Dr. Ved channel. In this channel, we are presenting lectures in veterinary science and animal husbandry. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor and Head. In today's presentation, we are presenting thyroid gland hormone diseases and its introduction, part 2. We have already presented part 1. This is an important part of endocrine diseases. Friends, here we present thyroid gland hormone diseases introduction part 2. In part 1, we have seen the first 4 topics. In this part 2, we are going to discuss point number 5, 6 and 7. That is regulation of hormone synthesis and secretion. Effect of thyroid hormone and thyroid gland hormone diseases. In this introductory part, we have taken care that only important aspects for the clinician and students are discussed, not the other parts. Because other parts the students have studied in the previous classes. Friends, introductory part is very much important to understand the diseases in subsequent presentation. Without understanding the introductory part, it is very difficult to understand the diseases of the thyroid gland. So, introductory part is very much important. It is a basics of understanding the diseases. Friends, here we see regulation of thyroid hormone, the synthesis of thyroid hormone and secretion. The thyroid hormone synthesis and secretions are regulated by many factors, but main three are: the first one is feedback control, it is very important. Second is the role of iodide, and third is the other factors. We will see this one by one in other slides. Friends, feedback control is the main control for the secretion and regulation of the thyroid hormone. It is important. Thyroid hormone regulate their own secretions through negative feedback control that we have already seen in part 1 introduction through hypothalamus, pituitary and thyroid axis. How they do it? This is done by inhibiting the release of TRH from the hypothalamus and TSH from the anterior pituitary gland. When thyroid hormone secretion is sufficient, that inhibits TRH and TSH. When the thyroid hormone level is decreased or low level in the blood, it secretes more TRH and TSH, which stimulates the thyroid to produce more production of the thyroid hormone. When the level of thyroid hormone is high, excessive, it secretes less TRH from the hypothalamus and less TSH from the anterior pituitary gland, which reduces the hormone production by the thyroid gland. This is the basic, fundamental and main important feedback control for the synthesis, secretion and production of the thyroid hormone. The level of iodine in body and in the diet is also regulate the thyroid hormone production. If the iodine level is moderate to normal in the diet, the thyroid level of blood is normal. Iodine is essential for the synthesis of thyroid hormone. If the iodine intake is high in the diet, the synthesis of thyroid hormone is inhibited. Remember here, the reverse action. If high iodine, the synthesis of thyroid hormone is inhibited and the result is the decreased level of the thyroid hormone. Important for a clinician. Many other factors beyond the feedback control or iodine that regulate the secretion of thyroid hormone. And this regulation is according to the requirement of thyroid hormone by the body. Here we have two columns. One column, thyroid secretion increasing factors. The other column is thyroid secretion decreasing factors. Now we see which are the factors that increase thyroid secretion. One very important, low basal metabolic rate. Excessive thyroid increases basal metabolic rate. Leptin, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Low body temperature. These factors increase the secretion of thyroid gland. In the second column, the factors that decrease the secretion of or production of the thyroid hormone, excessive iodine intake, somatostatin, any stress factors, glucocorticoid hormone and dopamine are the factors that cause decrease in thyroid secretion. Here we will see mode of action of thyroid hormone in very short. The mode of action is divided into two categories. First category is calorogenic action of thyroid hormone, very important, which acts immediately and manifests within few minutes to hours. So this is a immediate action. Calorogenic, it increases the calorie in the body and manifests within few minutes to hours. And this action do not require protein synthesis because this action is nearly immediate. T4 and T3 increase the oxygen consumption of all active tissues and mitochondria. It increases oxygen consumption of all active tissues and mitochondria. Important point. Friends, we know that T3 is more potent 3 to 5 times in stimulating oxygen consumption than T4. So calorogenic action is nearly immediate action within few minutes to few hours and it do not require protein synthesis. The other effect is bit more chronic effect. Those that manifest later, usually after 6 hours. The first calorogenic action immediately within few minutes to few hours. And the more chronic effect is followed by an increase in protein synthesis. And that is important. such as for the growth, differentiation, proliferation and maturation of the cells and body tissue. So, mode of actions are two: calorogenic action and more chronic effect. Calorogenic action are little bit immediate, more chronic effect are more than 6 hours. First, calorogenic action do not require protein synthesis. Chronic effect require protein synthesis. Friends, here we see anabolic or catabolic effect on body by the level of thyroid hormone. If the thyroid hormones in a normal physiologic level in the blood, they are anabolic. They construct the tissue, body cells, and there is growth. The thyroid hormone with growth hormone and insulin, they reduce the nitrogen excretion and stimulate the protein synthesis and synthesis of the cells and tissue. If the thyroid hormone is very excessive in the blood, hyperthyroidism, they are catabolic. Normal level of thyroid hormone are anabolic, excessive thyroid hormones are catabolic. It increases gluconeogenesis, it causes breakdown of the protein and wasting or losing the nitrogen from the body. There are many thyroid diseases, but very common thyroid diseases occur in animals are mentioned here, and in subsequent video preparation will describe these diseases which are of common occurrence in the animals. Goiter is one important disease manifested by thyroid swelling. It is due to iodine deficiency in the diet that result into deficiency of the iodine in body, and hormones are not synthesized. There may be inflammation in the thyroid gland. Thyroiditis, it is an inflammation of the thyroid gland caused by either viral infection or autoimmune conditions. Hyperthyroidism, very common disease of the cat. It is overactive thyroid and produce excessive thyroid hormone. Hypothyroidism, underactive thyroid, low production of thyroid hormone. Hypothyroidism is common in dogs. Hyperthyroidism is common in cats. Thyroid cancer, as usual the cancer occurring in the other tissue. So there may be a thyroid tumor. Thyroid nodule, this is also a common disease. It is a one type of nodule, a small abnormal mass or a lump in the thyroid gland. But it is a pathology. It secretes excessive hormone and causes hyperthyroidism. So in subsequent various video presentation, we will present the important diseases of animals. Friends, I have tried to simplify the complicated things so that clinician and student can understand the diseases of thyroid gland and its hormone. Requested to share this information to veterinarians and veterinary students. Requested to subscribe this channel. Press bell button so that you can get regular notifications. If you like presentation, press like button. Thank you very much for observing the videos, and from next time we'll come with video on diseases of the thyroid gland.